Okay, session 2 has started, and now here, let me allow people to take over because we have some good minutes so that we can discuss and finish this. We expect to finish this topic by the way today. I don't know what will be left with the soap, and after that, we do that exercise there, and then we finish organic chemistry permanently. We seal it off. We expect to see new topics coming from next week. An example is, for those in senior 3, we will be revising more concept. For those in senior 2, it will be something new. As senior 3s prepare for another topic, that will be maybe qualitative analysis or something else. Good. Who is ready to take us over with the process of making our local alcohols? We are starting with anyone who knows the local way. Marwa. Where are these people? Who is this one? Is Jemima? Okay, we shall look into it. Don't worry. Anytime next week, we shall make that arrangement. We shall compensate and see. Okay, take over. Mwenge Bigere, who is ready? Linet, this is Mugoya or someone else?
Yes, teacher.
This is Mugoya.
Yes.
Very good. How do you make your local brew? Which local brew is that one? Huh?
I also don't know.
Yeah. Can you imagine what you are saying? Now, who is going to give us the ideas? Sandra. Katusime.
Yes.
How do you make Mwenge Bigere? Oh,
I'm not
Mukomboti.
from.
Oh, Mukomboti. Oh, what? Which one do you know?
I don't know any.
Now, you imagine. Okay, who knows? Cynthia, you know? Cynthia?
I don't know.
All these people who are here have nothing to do with alcohol.
Yes.
Only from industries.
Only from industry. You know how to make it industrial.
Haha, no.
Now, which one do you know to make?
None.
The what?
None.
None of the above. You people, don't ashame us.
So please tell us.
Then I'll first allow you to make research, then we shall discuss it next time.
Okay.
So you are forcing me to leave that part. You go and make research, write your makeup, and then you give me what it means. Let me give you the meaning of these words now. That alcohols, in simple brackets, they are called alkanols. Alkanols. Instead of alcohol, somebody can say they are called alkanols. Instead of alkenes, now they remove E from alkane and they put OLS, alkanols. So alkanols are organic compounds with the hydroxyl group, OH. Now when they say OH becomes the functional what? Group, isn't it? So any
Yes.
alcohol you make, the OH must be there. Now, they are saying OH group attached to the hydrocarbon. The hydrocarbon is there attached to the OH, and that's what we form. Their general formula is CnH2n plus 1. OH is the final word there. To show you that this is alcohol, there is a word OH. So the series of alcohol, so these organic compounds, these are organic compounds with hydroxyl group attached to the hydrocarbon. Alcohols have a general formula CnH2n plus 1 OH as a final word. So members of the same series, these members of this series, this homologous series of alcohol, N, if N is 1, what is the first alcohol? It becomes C1H2 plus 1, which is 2N plus 1, I mean, which is 2 plus 1, which is 3 OH. So the first alcohol is CH3OH. How is that one called? The first will start with a me. So if it is alcohol, we call it is a methanol. So to show that this is an alcohol, it becomes a methanol. Secondly, we have C2, which is, if N is 2, it becomes C2H2N, 2 times 2 plus 1, OH. It becomes C2H what? H5OH. What is the name?
Ethanol.
Ethanol. Very good. If C is 3, it becomes C3H is dash OH. 2 times,
I don't know how to say it.
I want the H
Okay.
value. What is the H value? Give me the H value. I want the molecular formula.
7.
It is 7. Okay. It becomes C3H7OH. So the name becomes
No.
propanol. Very good. So every alcohol ends with the OL. OL. The name ends with the OL. Because of the position or having the OH group at the end. So if you see anything ending with OH, you know that is an alcohol
Alcanol.
or alkanol. All of them have the same words. So alcohols are named by replacing OL in the place of E in the corresponding alkane member. So if you replace E with OL, that one gives you the name of the alcohol. So all these organic compounds derive their names from alkenes. So if you remove A from here and put ALENE, you know that this is a double bond, this is a single bond. If you remove this and put Y, ALKYNES, this one becomes alkynes. They become triple bonds. We have not looked at alkynes from here, but in mostly at this level, alkynes are looked at as few, they're even less examinable. But if they ask, you know they are unsaturated hydrocarbons with a triple bond, a carbon triple bond on them. That's how they look like. Then we come to alcohols. Alcohols. They have OH in them as a functional group. So the name comes from alkanes here. You replace all the alkanes. If the first alkane is metha, then the alcohol becomes methanol, ethanol, like that as we go on. So chemical properties, physical properties of ethanol, all those alcohols, one, they are colorless liquids with strong characteristic smell. Those ones who know It is a volatile liquid and boils at 78. When you see that temperature 78, the alcohol boils at that temperature. No, it is very soluble in water. When you put it in water, it dissolves completely. You don't see anything left. So chemical properties, number one, combustion. I told you about combustion of organic compounds. When they burn and the air is enough, the end product is carbon dioxide and the water. So even here, ethanol, when you burn, it forms carbon dioxide and water. Now, if the air is not enough, I don't need to ask, what do you form? If the air is not enough? If the air is not enough, what do you form? Are these people in this class? You have escaped. I see all the names here, but let me hope these people are there. If the air is not enough or inadequate, what are the end products of burning any organic compound?
So when there is little
Yes.
carbon, carbon monoxide,
Carbon monoxide, not
and
carbon oxide, carbon monoxide. So that is the name, it becomes carbon monoxide, and then water. So if the air is in plenty, you form carbon dioxide and the water. So they might ask you those questions, they give you if air is so some person might see only organic compounds burning in the air, yet the question needs incomplete combustion. So, 2, dehydration. When little concentrated sulfuric acid is added to ethanol, what do you form? This is the preparation of certain element in organic chemistry. Concentrated sulfuric acid in the presence of ethanol. What are the end products? This is dehydration reaction of ethanol. When you dehydrate ethanol in the presence of sulfuric acid, what are the end products? Neha?
Yes, teacher.
What are the end products of dehydrating ethanol with concentrated sulfuric acid? What do you form? You form? You people, how do you prepare ethylene gas? What do you use to prepare ethylene gas?
we use dehydration method.
What do you dehydrate? You dehydrate what?
Sulfuric.
Yeah, it is sulfuric acid is used as a dehydrating agent. What do you dehydrate?
Sulfuric acid.
Yeah, sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent. It is the one that removes some water. So dehydration means removal of water. You remove water from what?
From methane.
Methanol, ethanol.
Ethanol.
People have stopped reading, and then when the tests come, you see the end product. So this is a dehydration reaction and formation of ethene. Procedure is add 50 cubic centimeters of ethanol, then you put excess sulfuric acid, which is 100. So sulfuric acid will dehydrate ethanol to give us ethene gas, which is and water. So ethanol, in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid and temperatures of 170 to 180 degrees Celsius, we shall form ethene gas and high water in gaseous state. So if you dehydrate ethanol here in this state, concentrated sulfuric acid and ethanol, what do you form? What do you form? The end product is ethene gas and water. That water is in the gaseous state. In the gaseous state. That is what you form. Okay. So preparation of ethanol. Ethanol is manufactured or prepared by process of fermentation of carbohydrates such as starch and sugars. This is in the industries. Fermentation is a process by which carbohydrates like starch and sugars are converted into alcohol by enzymes. Fermentation is a process by which carbohydrates like starch and sugars are converted into alcohols by enzymes. Now, this is the preparation of starch. After preparing that starch, we shall leave it to ferment for some days in presence of the catalyst, and the end product is alcohol and the water. So this is the preparation of ethanol from millet. Millet, this is the common marwa those people take. Which people take this is what? So it is made from millet. So ethanol from millet, this is what they do. Millet flour is mixed with a little water to form a paste. Now that paste is heated. The mixture is then put under the ground for so can you stop making noise for us? So millet flour is mixed with little water to make a paste. Now this paste is put underground for about 8 days. It is then removed, roasted, and dried under the sunshine. Now, after drying under sunshine, the dried mixture is then what? Roasted. After, no, it's not roasted, but it is first removed from the ground. After removed from the ground, you roast it. After roasting, you dry under sunshine to make it hard a little. Now, that dried material is then mixed with the germinated millet. Germinated millet. That millet gives us, if millet is germinated, if that millet is germinated, it makes or it wakes up that enzyme called yeast. In yeast, we have two things. So that yeast has certain enzymes in it. Those enzymes, when added to the dried material or the dried paste you got from underground after roasting, you dry under sunshine. After that, you put it in water. After that, you put in the yeast that people put, that millet that has been germinated for some days, and you take it to be grinded. After grinding, you add it there. So what that does is water is added to the mixture and allowed to ferment for about 3 to 4 days in a warm place. Then this forms the local drink called marwa. People get the thing and keep adding water and they take. So that is marwa. I don't know Mwenge Bigere, what do they use? Yes.
We use ripe bananas.
Very good. Now paper
Ripe
talking.
bananas.
You use ripe bananas.
And I think they add ethanol.
You see now again, you're forming ethanol, you're adding ethanol again. Please go and consult those people.
They get banana leaves that are ripe.
Cynthia, you will come and tell us how Mwenge Bigere is made. Cynthia.
I know they step on it.
And now you see what Cynthia is saying. They step on it. What do you mean by stepping on it?
It's not me, it is Olivia who said.
Please go and discuss and look for ways of making that local brew. We shall start from there in the next lesson. If you don't tell us, we remove the lesson. Yeah? Who is talking? You was Jemima? Huh? Tracy?
That's Olivia.
Now you see people are forwarding questions. So, so if you use starch, you're supposed to make the malt from starch. Starch is heated with malt at a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. The malt contains an enzyme called diastase, which hydrolyzes the starch to malt. Now, this is an example, a formula of starch. If you mix it with water, you will form that malt. Now, yeast is added at room temperature to the mixture and left to ferment for 2 to 3 days. So the yeast contains two enzymes. These are the enzymes that yeast has. It has maltase. Maltase enzymes does what in biology? Maltase enzyme, what does it do? It converts what to what?
Maltose starch.
Starch to?
Glucose.
To glucose. What about in the mouth? Which enzyme do you have in the mouth?
Salivary amylase.
Amylase. Very good. So our what? I want to show you that question paper. Let me look for it so that you see whether what we are doing here is of value or not. There is a paper students of last year did. Let me show you that paper so that you see that all these have some value attached to it. Let me share with you this so that you don't say they did not show us what was there. This was a paper of last year. I remember even when we started this, I showed you. This came as paper 2, isn't it? Yes? Do you see something on the screen? Yeah. So number one is here.
Yes.
If you think chemistry, the hard chemistry is just as easy as that. They are saying state one property which shows that air is a mixture. That one you must be knowing now. A piece of burning sulfur is lowered in a jar containing oxygen. State what is observed and state the use of the gaseous product formed. That one you must know. Protons, electrons are given. This is a table, and this one we have done. You are now in position to do this. Number 3, senior theories can do. Sulfuric acid easily ionizes in water. You know what it does. What state the valency of the anion formed when the acid ionizes in water. You must be in position to write the valency of that ion. Write the complete equation for complete ionization of sulfuric acid in water. All people must be in position to answer this. 20 of this one, the volume of carbon dioxide produced at STP. People must be in position to write at this level. But if we are not like senior tools, we are going to start this topic, I think, if possible, next week. And then we shall, that is more concept. If you do that topic and get the concept very well, you can even join senior 4 next year. So a piece of calcium was introduced to a jar of nitrogen. The questions are there. We have looked at the periodic table and we looked at calcium and nitrogen, what they do. And then name any other metal that reacts with nitrogen the same way nitrogen does. All those marks a person should be in position to get. Potassium carbonate dissolves in water to form the following. 1, 2. Predict the pH of the solution. That one, a senior 2 student should be in position to do it as per now. Explain what you see, 3.5 marks. Just explaining what you see here. That this one is a strong base, this one is a weak acid. In the solution, this one is strong, it will outweigh the weak one, and then the solution will be alkaline. 3.5 marks. So here they are saying this is the heating process of zinc carbonate. When you heat zinc carbonate, there is lime water, and then there is water. If you don't know what is observed in test tube X, that when you heat a zinc salt, zinc carbonate, it will form an oxide, which is zinc oxide and carbon dioxide gas at the end. Then I don't know why you're answering this question. The use of lime water is to check or to test for carbon dioxide. If it turns milky, carbon dioxide is present. That is the use of this. So in test table 1, you must in position to write the equation of reaction between carbon dioxide and lime water. Lime water is calcium hydroxide. So carbon dioxide plus calcium hydroxide. The end product must be knowing. Okay? So zinc carbonate here, we must see the white solid turning to, is it yellow? And then turning to white again. Zinc oxide is white. But first turns when it's burning, it is yellow. And then after yellow, it turns back to white. It is known as lead carbonate that behaves the other way we know. Yellow when hot, reddish brown when hot, and yellow when cooling. That is one. Write equations that occurred. That one you must know. Copper 2 sulfate was electrolyzed using carbon electrodes. Copper 2 sulfate. Senior 3. You must tell us what you observe at the cathode and write the equation. Substance T, this one is hydrogen chloride. You have not reached there. That is nitric chlorine and its compounds. And then let me look at section B, where they say answer any 2 questions from this section. Number 11 is here. What is atomic number, electronic structures? This one, unless you do not attend those lessons, you can't fail to do number 11 and finish it. From this section, you are supposed to select 2 questions, 30 marks. These are 15. These ones you can get them without even looking at what. Then finally, sulfur, we have not reached there. We have not reached. This is where we have been. The equation below shows the formation of a synthetic polymer. A synthetic polymer, these are man-made polymers. You must be in position to answer that this is a monomer called ethene. N is because there are many. It gives us a polymer called, name the polymer formed. What is the polymer? Alexandria. The polymer is called what? Lynette, what is the polymer? The name of this polymer? If you think we have been doing things that don't belong to chemistry, this is a proof now. What is the name of this polymer? This is ethene. Since the number is not known, there are many ethenes, we get something called poly what?
Polyethene.
Polyethene. As easy as that, 1 mark. State one product, the use of the product above. What is the use of this product? What is the product? The product is polythene. What do you use polythene for? 1 mark. Give 2 examples of synthetic polymers other than the one you have named above. Which other 2? We have the polyvinyl chloride, we have the polypropylene or polypropene. All those are examples of synthetic polymers, and you must know how to make them. State what would be observed if concentrated sulfuric acid was added to ethanol at 180 degrees Celsius. What is observed?
Ethene is formed.
Ethene is formed. Very good. When you add it to sugar, what do you form? Have you reached there?
No.
Okay, we are about to see that one also, but the end product is carbon. Sugar, we put concentrated sulfuric acid, it turns to black, and any black substance in chemistry is called carbon. Write an equation for the reaction in B1 above. You must in position to write the concentrated sulfuric acid under ethanol at this gives us ethylene gas and water. Explain your observation in B2 above. This explanation of the black substance. You must be in position to tell us. 3 marks. Alcohol are globally used in the manufacture of sanitizers. Describe briefly how concentrated ethanol can be obtained from millet flour. Now, if you have done this and you now get it, will you fail this number? 13. So you have already 2 out of the 14 numbers. You have 2 in section B, meaning a person at this level can now go and do a paper there and get 80 marks. Now you tell me where the problem is. For those who think we have been joking, so the evidence will be seen by that. Tracy.
Yes.
Will you fail chemistry again?
No.
All numbers are here. Ethene, this is a polymer. State the uses. So if you don't read chemistry, what I've given you, or what I have taught you at this level, then please expect no marks in chemistry. But a serious student at this level must be in position to answer these questions. 13 and the number 11, you must be in position to answer fully. State 2 properties of compound formed. The compound formed is either ionic or covalent. You must know the properties of ionic compounds, properties of covalent compounds, and then you answer the questions as shown above. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
So don't think that we have been talking and shouting. Now after this, when you introduce more concept, people will forget all the rest as if they have never been taught. You read, otherwise.
Teacher, you post that paper.
Yes, you want me to post the paper? I'm going to post it. You think I'm going to put it there, and the people should do and check their heads. Now, like here, protons, electrons, and neutrons are here. Which of these are isotopes? Even when you wake up in the morning, you must have isotopes have the same protons but different neutrons. Then you look for them. Where are those ones? The same protons? 11, 17, and 17 is here. Check if they have different neutrons. You write the electronic structure of the ion formed by P. P has 11 protons. If it is an ion, it loses 1 electron. This is 2 to 8 to 1. It loses 1 electron. That is the formula of the ion is 2 to 8. They want the formula of the ion, electronic configuration of the ion. 1 mark. People fail to get those marks. Yes. Identify the group in the periodic table to which the element of atom R belongs? Where is R? Where does it belong? If it is 18, it is 2 to 8 to 8. 2 to 8 to 8, which is group 8. The period is, it has 2 to 8 to 8. That means it has 3 periods, 1, 2, 3. Those are 3. The period is 3. P and U, what? All this. Okay. So if all is good, your assignment is to look for methods of making local brew of alcohol. An example, if you are from the certain what, you must tell us the experience you use when you are getting Mwenge Bigere. Tell us the experience envelope. When you are getting Marwa, at least you have tried to get some ideas, but somebody can make it safer. Then the rest we shall get from the discussion. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
So here we have
Methods of making what?
the different alcohols. An example is Marwa, Mwenge Bigere, which other one? Mukomboti.
Comport.
Then which other one? Those ones who come from their side is called Lera. You must tell us how that thing comes about, and then from there we shall continue. So the other bit is here, that ethanol, when you had concentrated sulfuric acid to carbon, to sugar, when you are forming sugar, there is always that bit of it that you normally use. So we shall finish with soap on Tuesday as we close this chapter. So you see that the end product of organic chemistry is soap now. We have looked at all organic compounds, and the questions that are there always come from there. So you read ahead of us and make sure that you know how to make soap, what is saponification, general formula, and then the cleaning action of soap, advantages of soapless detergents, and then the rest. Then we shall just come and summarize organic chemistry and introduce our new topic that is going to help us pass more concept. Okay?
Teacher, we're not coming back at 3.
Yeah, those are senior 3s at 3. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. We shall be there. I'm around. Don't worry. So, is there any question you want to know? Yes?
Teacher,
Hmm.
can you please help me send those notes?
The what?
The notes.